doesn't weigh an awful lot. But you GIs overseas add up in the millions. Your girls and folks back home make a lot of millions more. Your letters take a lot of shipping space, and so, letters or guns? That's the question the War Department had to face, and they solved it by giving you both. And giving it to you fast with V-mail. The same form is used everywhere, with room for 400 typewritten words. Any writing tool can be used, typewriter, pen, or pencil. So long as pencils like this are avoided, it's too hard and its mark is almost invisible. A softer pencil photographs like ink. Every day, more and more people use V-mail, and it's always a rush job as far as the post office is concerned. By nightfall, this stack of letters will be on microfilm and on its way across. As the stream of V-mail pouches pours in, the letters are sliced open by a cutting machine, and they are now ready for quick processing. First of all, the letters are sent to the separation tables, where an experienced staff, instructed never to read the mail, sorts it into destination groups, making sure each V-mail letter has been correctly prepared. More than 10% of letters coming in have to be returned. You can't photograph enclosures, snapshots, stamps, bad writing, and so back they go. Correct letters, once they are sorted into destination groups, are given numbers. Then in trim bundles of 1,600, the V-mail is ready for the next step. In a few short minutes, all these letters will be on a reel of film. Here are the machines that do it. They are called air draft machines, and they photograph each letter onto one tiny frame of a reel of 16mm film. A flash of light, a snapping shutter, then another, 1,600 frames per reel. That's room for 1,600 letters. The end of the reel. 1,600 letters from folks at home on 100 feet of film. Before more letters go through, another reel of unexposed negative must be put into the camera, and the previous reel sent for development. Out of the air draft machine comes the camera unit, and out of the camera comes the tiny reel of film. The developers can handle 3 reels an hour, and when the film is dried, it's ready to go. On this table are 260 reels of film, in which are recorded all of the 605,000 V-mail letters contained by the 150 mail pouches behind. 70 pounds against 37 tons. Facts that have a special meaning for the planes by which V-mail is always carried to its overseas destination. The quickest, lightest Army-Navy mail service in history. It's V-mail. At every major destination point are the same facilities for processing incoming V-mail quickly. For V-mail coming in, the job is enlargement. And so the reels of microfilm are sent immediately to the printing room, where this enlargement machine prints the letters by exactly the same process that home snapshots are enlarged. The enlarging machines can take 3 reels an hour, printing facsimiles so that the V-mail is legible once more after its ocean journey in knockdown size. Letters are 5.5 by 4 inches now, just half the original size. Sliced into separate letters again, the V-mail is nearly ready to seek its destination by ordinary mail procedures from here on. Folding the V-mail facsimile letters so that they'll fit into special V-mail envelopes is accomplished easily by machine. And then the trim stack is ready for the final step, inserting the facsimiles into envelopes and then sealing them. Again by machine for speed. 3,000 an hour. The letters are inserted so that the address on the facsimile appears through a little window in the envelope. That's all. They're ready for delivery. You may not be able to get a clip from your local newspaper or smell Susie's perfume, but brother, V-mail saves space and time, and that means you're going to get home sooner. so use it.
At one time and another, it was my good fortune to have under my command on Guadalcanal men of all the armed services of the United States. If anyone ever held the idea that members of our different fighting units could not work together harmoniously and loyally to achieve a common purpose, one brief visit to that battle area would have quickly dispelled any such thought. We had there Army air and ground units, Navy units working on the sea, on the land and in the air, and Marines of all kinds. You could not tell one man or one unit from another. They dressed alike, looked alike, and they fought alike. There was no shirking. There was no insincerity. Willing hands were found for every task. Not only is that battered island in our hands, but also American soldiers, sailors, and Marines have shattered forever the myth of Japanese invincibility. In the early months of the war, while the Japanese war machine moved steadily from one conquest to another, many people undoubtedly asked themselves what manner of men these were, and how would our troops fare once battle was joined? They now have their answer. Do not, however, mistake my meaning. I say we will conquer, but that conquest will not be easy. It will demand the best in every one of us. Against Japanese craftiness, the American fighting man pits a superior intelligence. The Japanese is trained to fight bravely and die. The American is trained to fight, win, and live. It is apparent that much of the war against the Japanese will be fought in woods and jungle. Prepare yourself physically. Jungle fighting is hard going and calls for the best that is in you. Learn to hit hard and unceasingly.
Thanks to your leadership, sir, we did hit, and hit hard at Guadalcanal, and these Japs could testify to it. Time and time again, they bombed Henderson Field, trying to blast us out of an air base strategically necessary to maintain our supply lines in the South Pacific, but they never succeeded. After each attack, we went to work with men and tractors. Tractors hauled thousands of miles across open sea and had Henderson as good as new in 24 hours. Our fortresses were able to land after leaving souvenirs on Japanese installations that they won't soon forget. The heroism of our Marines and airmen and of the soldiers who relieved them are part of the great spirit and determination that chased the Japs out of Guadalcanal, their tails between their legs. And here are some other heroes. The Spook, the Lay's Lady, the Boomerang, who worked ceaselessly in the action that finally made Guadalcanal ours. And hats off to the Navy for protection on the sea. Proof, sir, of that great cooperation between the services of which you spoke. And proof, too, that we're an unbeatable team. We'll be right behind you, sir, when you post the final score in Tokyo.